Okay, what's going on YouTube? This is Tinkermaster Tech again, and I told you on my last video when I was talking about Adam, my ROV robot, underwater robot I'm building, that I was going to show you how to basically take an old router that you can find at Goodwill or any thrift store for, well, in this case it was $2.24, to basically get out the network jack in the back and use Ethernet cables to run your ROV. Now, it all started with this, of course. Now, there was a little rubber seal that was here in the front of it. This is where it was hiding all the screws. Now, when you pop this out, there's 3 holes for screws to hold it together. Alright, once you take it apart, which is going to be a pain, but out of the way, inside there was this. This whole entire board is all you see. Now, what I've done is I basically just removed this panel. Now, I found the best thing to use to cut this out. I've tried razor blades, whatnot, and it just makes a disaster of it because you've got this copper plate here that's got the coating for the motherboard, for the board itself, and it's hard to cut through. So I use this standard hacksaw. Pick it up at any Home Depot. And all I done was I cut around the edges. Of course, I made one long cut across the back, cut to each side, cut it out to where I could get this out. Now, what this will do is basically just as it seems. You've got 8 connections on each one of the posts, and you can hear my cats fighting in the background. Each one has 8 posts, and these run out to here. Now, in my ROV remote, I've got one in the back pointed like this, and each one of my controls running off of the joysticks are coming into these posts. Now, the corresponding ones will be on the ROV itself in its control box pointed out, and these would go back to the relays. This is the easiest way I've found. It's the cheapest way I've found, because you can go on eBay and get a 100-foot Ethernet cable, Cat 5. It doesn't have to be no Cat 7. You're not actually running network, and it will run all your relays, because you don't require a full 12 volts to activate a relay. To actually activate the coils, you can use a 9-volt battery to actually pop the coils and get them to engage. So you're not running a high voltage through these, just to the engage wire on the relays. Now, but either way, you've got all this area, all this room. Each one's got 8, so you can run up to 4 cables for various things on it. But it just makes things simple. You've got your full length of cable, and whenever you're done with your ROV, you can just basically clip them out and roll it all up into a roll and take it with you. You don't have to roll it around the ROV. It ain't got to be constantly connected. It just makes things a whole lot simpler. Like I promised, I showed you how I done this, and later on I'll show you the installation afterwards of this into the actual control box of the ROV. All I can say is, though, if you look on the sides here, you can see that there's clips. Now, some of these come in plastic. The newer ones, these older ones, they've got the metal casing around. Open this up. There's 2 clips here. If you pry this back, this whole metal piece folds back. Go inside and seal it with either a 2-part epoxy, as you can see here. Now, this 2-part epoxy, you can get it at Home Depot, Lowe's, and you see it says 1 minute instant. This works very well. It comes with a tube that attaches to the tip and mixes it on the way out, so you ain't got to sit there with a little stick and mix it up. Fill all the little cracks and crannies so that way the water, it'll set here. These are brass connectors, so they're not going to rust or anything like that, and if they ever corrode, you can always get another one and put it in. I know it sounds like a headache, but it's a whole lot better than trying to seal all those cables into one big hole and risk it getting pulled and letting water in. But seal all the back side of this, because there's little splits where the plastic's put together on the inside, on the back side, so water can creep in. You know, after you get down to a certain depth, the pressure is going to fill it full of water. Seal all that. Then once you actually cut out your waterproof box that I was showing you that you can get at Walmart, it's Outdoor Products, and you cut out the slot for it, you can take a two-part epoxy, excuse me, and put it around the back edge of this, and then you've got this on the inside that you can just solder straight off of. You've got outside access that you can just plug straight in. But either way, YouTube, I can't wait for the next installment. Keep up to date, subscribe, and have a good day, and we will talk to y'all later. Bye.